Coming up on Mountain News at 6, frustrations in one eastern Kentucky county, why some say their business is at a standstill. And East Kentucky Dream Center's hometown Christmas event brings families to the Appalachian Wireless Arena, serving more than 100 families.
Plus, enjoy the dry weather because rain chances are back by the holiday weekend. Your forecast coming up as Mountain News at 6 starts now.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
Questions are being raised about an Eastern Kentucky county clerk. A real estate agent says homes cannot be closed on in Owsley County because they can't get into the county clerk's office. Other county officials say clerk Shanna Oliver is keeping her office closed several days a week and is planning to retire in several weeks. But as WYMT's Phil Pendleton discovered, people say the county clerk's office is more or less not open for business most of the time.
In early October, it appeared that it was an open and shut case that this Owsley County home would sell.
But we've still not closed on the property.
The final piece to the property puzzle deals with title insurance, and that has to be done within the county clerk's office. But realtor Brianna Wallace says she's faced a closed door numerous times. One time she did get in, she took this video.
The condition of the clerk's office was very unorganized and very unprofessional.
Without title insurance, homes cannot be closed on.
If it falls through, then we've all lost money, and then this will be the second home that they've had fall through in the state of Kentucky.
The county clerk's office here in Owsley County has faced trouble before, going back at least a decade. Former county clerk Sid Gabbard was accused of not properly paying taxing districts, and then just a few years later, Shanna Oliver was herself accused by the state auditor of essentially not doing her job. Auditor Mike Harmon reported that the clerk did not keep adequate records of receipts and expenditures. The judge executive says he's been made aware of numerous people complaining of having to go to other counties to renew their car and truck tags and to pay taxes.
It's a big inconvenience to citizens.
Wallace says closings usually take 30 days. This one has taken almost 3 months, and there's no resolution in sight. In Owsley County, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
We tried unsuccessfully to reach out to Shanna Oliver for comment. We also reached out to numerous state and elected officials and were not able to find out if any actions or investigations are underway regarding the current situation with the Owsley County clerk. A man accused of stabbing a person more than a dozen times and wanted for attempted murder out of Columbus, Ohio, has been arrested in Mingo County, West Virginia. Christopher Back was arrested on Pritchard Street in Williamson, West Virginia yesterday. U.S. Marshals say on December 10th, Back entered his ex-girlfriend's Columbus home when she was not there. They say he then threatened to kill her brother who was there. They got into a fight and he stabbed the brother 17 times. A Campbell County, Tennessee high school teacher is facing a child sex charge. The U.S. Marshals Service says Christopher Monahan was wanted out of Florida, which prompted investigators to team up with the U.S. Marshals in Orlando to track him down. The U.S. Marshals Smoky Mountains Fugitive Task Force arrested Monahan as he was on his way to school and took him to the Campbell County Jail. The name of a man whose remains were found in Pulaski County last week has been released. Officials with the Pulaski County Sheriff's Office say the body belonged to 20-year-old David J. Witt of Casey County. The situation stemmed from when officials say Witt reportedly assaulted a deputy and subsequently ran from police earlier this year. Officials say the body was found near the same place where Witt reportedly ran from police. A Tennessee woman has been convicted of trafficking fentanyl. The Whitley County Commonwealth's attorney posted on social media Mildred Mefford was convicted of trafficking in fentanyl. The assistant Commonwealth's attorney prosecuted the case in the Whitley County Court. The conviction comes after an investigation from Williamsburg PD. Mefford was sentenced to 8 years in prison. Kentucky State Police have recovered millions of dollars in property in a cargo theft investigation. Governor Beshear made that announcement today. He says KSP shut down an organized theft ring possible for more than $10 million in theft. Cargo thefts can happen during transit, at a storage facility, or during loading and unloading. The investigation took 18 months. It resulted in 10 federal indictments and 7 arrests.
Well, winter starts in 2 days, but we are getting a little bit of a preview on this Tuesday evening. Here's a live look across the mountains. We are dry, also very cold, and check out that awesome sunset over at I-64 in Rowan County. And again, as that sun sets, those temperatures continue to tumble. Most of us are below freezing at this hour, down to 31 for Jackson, also Pikeville, 28 for Clintwood, and 27 over in Wise. All of us end up in the 20s as we wake up on Wednesday. So we are tracking some very cold weather as we go into tonight. But as high pressure continues to sit over the region, some more dry weather is on the way on your Wednesday, also Thursday and Friday. However, we are tracking some changes as we go into your holiday weekend. Some more rain chances are on the way. But until then, high pressure is the big story, so we stay dry. Also tracking a slow warm up. Temperatures back in the lower 50s on Thursday, some middle 50s by Friday, and possibly some upper 50s and lower 60s by Christmas Eve, also Christmas Day. Also tracking a few showers by Christmas Day, also by next Tuesday. Those details plus your full 7-day forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Olivia?
Cameron, thank you. Governor Andy Beshear's 2-year budget proposal could mean an increase in the salaries of educators. The governor says the goal of the nearly $136 billion investment is to reinvest into the education sector. Topping his request is an 11% pay raise for teachers and all other public school employees. Boyd County Superintendent Bill Boblett says this would help address some of the biggest challenges school districts are facing: staffing and funding.
Anyone who works in public education is a superhero, from the drivers to the custodians to the teachers to the administrators. They all work hard, and we're here for our kids, but we're also here to help feed our families, and that pay increase would definitely help.
Beshear's proposal includes allocating a large amount of cash to fund universal pre-K. Beshear says if approved, it could allow 34,000 more 4-year-olds to be kindergarten ready. Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman is in recovery. She announced yesterday that she had a double mastectomy. Coleman says she got the procedure because of cancer in her family history. She says concerns were also raised to her during a routine exam. It sparks the conversation of post-op mental health. Joan Scales, the psych oncology director at the Marquis Cancer Center, says after a surgery like this, it is common for women to experience feelings of grief.
As women, oftentimes we identify with various parts of our body, as our breasts included, and by having those removed, and even with reconstruction after, it's still a huge adjustment.
A mastectomy is the removal of the entire breast. Scales added any changes in appearance impacts our self-esteem. We are learning more about Attorney General-elect Russell Coleman's executive team. Coleman says he believes personnel is policy, and the members he announced earlier today will help make Kentucky a safer place to live, work, and raise a family. He says his executive team are national-level talents. Among them, there are decades of law enforcement experience.
To be perfectly honest, every one of them could be making a lot more money not serving in these hallways. But they're choosing to join our administration today because they have that intangible fire in the belly. They love Kentucky and they want to serve this Commonwealth that we call home.
Former acting administrator of the DEA, Chris Evans, will serve as the new executive director of the Kentucky Opioid Abatement Advisory Commission. The Appalachian Service Project has announced it is receiving a grant worth more than $330,000 from the American Red Cross. The grant will be used to support the rebuilding of as many as 50 homes for low-income households devastated by the July 2022 flood that happened here in eastern Kentucky. So far this year, ASP says they have built 48 homes and have repaired around 250 across its service area. More than $2 million in grants have been announced to expand distance learning and telemedicine in rural parts of the state. The Pike County School District is receiving almost $1 million in the grant. The school district will use the money to equip 6 hub sites and 14 end-user sites, which will help with video conferencing. Mental health counseling and seminars at all teleconference locations will be included. We have more about this on WYMT.com. East Kentucky Dream Center's Hometown Christmas wrapped up today, providing toys, clothes, and more to families in need. WYMT's Buddy Forbes was at the Appalachian Wireless Arena for the 5th annual event.
Merry Christmas. More than 150 families picking presents from a packed arena.
The Dream Center is known for giving back to Eastern Kentucky, especially at Christmas. Groceries are on the rise, gas is on the rise. You know, the price of living is up, but your income is not up.
The 5th annual Hometown Christmas giveaway brought people to the Pikeville streets early Tuesday morning, lining up outside of the Appalachian Wireless Arena to get gifts for their families.
It's a blessing to be able to come here and to be able to give back, to know that those kids are going to wake up and they're going to have something. You know, it may not be a lot, but something under that tree that they can open.
With toys, winter wear, clothing, and more, East Kentucky Dream Center Executive Director Rachel Dotson says the organization's event would never be possible without partnerships.
Everything that we do is from our fundraisers. It's from our private donors. We've built relationships throughout the community, throughout Eastern Kentucky actually, that is just, they're phenomenal.
Supporters and donors helped fill the tables with hopes to fill empty spaces under trees this year, including new clothes from a small business called the Hanger Boutique.
I live in Lawrenceburg now, but I know home here in Pikeville. We're a little poverty stricken. We need a little help here and there. And I feel like we're kind of forgotten about, especially after the floods.
Everyone involved said it was a blessing to see needs being met.
We wanted to kind of put a foot forward and to kind of make a big stamp and to tell small businesses that you do need to help, you do need to give back to your community, because after all, your community is what supports you. So
handing out a little happiness for the holidays. In Pikeville, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Dotson said the need was evident this year, with families lined up hours before the doors opened today. Owners of the Hanger Boutique hope to be involved in the giveaway again next year. Forbes is naming Pikeville Medical Center as one of America's best in-state employers for the 4th year in a row. America's Best in-State Employers 2023 were based on results from an independent study of about 70,000 Americans working for companies in the U.S. with more than 500 employees. Pikeville Medical Center was ranked among 1,380 top employers. If you plan on mailing out your Christmas presents and you want it to be there before the holiday, time is running out. In some cases, if you wait beyond tomorrow to get your package to the post office, it's too late. A spokesperson for the United Postal Service says December 20th is the last day for Priority Mail, and Thursday is the last day for Priority Mail Express. Sean Hargadon with USPS says making the deadline is important, as well as having the right box to ship your item.
Just to make sure you use the right size box. You don't want something too small because it might burst open. You don't want something too big because the item inside might bang around inside of it.
Right now, Hargadon says USPS is processing nearly 10 billion pieces of mail, and that number is growing rapidly.
Well, high pressure keeps us dry through Friday, but rain chances are on the way by this holiday weekend. Those details coming up. Plus,
Santa has come early to many neighborhoods in one southeastern Kentucky county. We'll explain next.